welcome back to Football Update on 4stars TV. Of course, 4stars TV. If you are not following the page, I beg you, zoom in straight to YouTube and make sure that you subscribe to the page, leave your comment behind. Let me also know your opinion. Of course, your opinion matters in the game of football. Football is an entertainment. Football is something that we use to bring peace. Football is something that is very open to everybody. So we are all discussing football. So your opinion matters. So today we are coming to discuss some of the games that happened yesterday. Of course, the Spanish Copa del Rey. The final game happened yesterday. The semi-final game happened yesterday. Of course, the Madrid derby came on yesterday, and also we will talk about the EPL game of the week, the big game. Arsenal against Arsenal against Liverpool. So we will talk about that game too, and also we will talk about Paris Saint-Germain against Marseille. That is the France Copa final, and of course, I'm coming to give you all the updates on that game. So stay tuned. So let's set the ball rolling. Let's start with the 1-2-1-2. Let's start with the Super Copa, the Spanish Copa del Rey over there. So yesterday, Real Madrid played against Atletico de Madrid. So it was a Madrid derby over there. So going into that game, a lot of people were very, let's say, confused about the game. Of course, we know that on a paper, Real Madrid was favorite. But in a foot of play, especially when it comes to the Madrid derby, favoritism doesn't matter. So personally, going into that game, I was not even expecting goals, but eventually goals happened. And both teams, the way they were very compact with their defensive line. When you take Atletico de Madrid, for instance, as usual, how we know the way they play, especially when they are playing against a big boys, they normally defending 5 back. But today, they decided to go in with 4 back. So today they started with 4-4-2 lineup, 4-4-2 formation that today they played, and I think it did a magic for them, especially in the second half. They were playing very well, bombarding, making sure that they can get an equalizer from the game. But Real Madrid were also good at their defending, making sure that they will not concede. And it was a very good win for Real Madrid. Of course, last season, Real Madrid, they played in the final, and this season history has repeated itself again. So they are going into to play against their rival Barcelona. Of course, Wednesday they played, they score Atletico de Bilbao, and today to Madrid beating ATM. That set the tone for an El Clasico game on Sunday. Very interesting. We have a game to watch, but I think this game, Madrid against ATM, looking at how both teams approached the game, everybody was very cautious about the opponent, because looking at how ATM, Diego Simeone and his boys, the way they normally play, especially if they will not score, they will not allow you to score. But looking at how Real Madrid, where the magic came from yesterday, they played very well yesterday, because in the absence of Kylian Mbappe, and when you look at their defensive lineup too, you could see that they have a lot of injury situation. Elder Militao is not in there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cavajar, of course, they are all injured, but they were able to get the job done against Atletico de Madrid. Very, very, very fantastic performance from Federico Valverde. What a spectacular free kick by all standards. Shooting range, everything was on point. Exposure, technician, of course, assisting Rodrigo de goals for the second goal, very important. And of course, Alexander Slough also getting a one goal over there to make it 1 goals to 2 in favor of Real Madrid. So the tone is set for the Clasico on Sunday. So that is where we are going to separate the boys from the men, because going into this game is going to base on a psychological IQ, because looking at it, Barcelona in the first round of the Spanish La Liga, of course, Barcelona lose to Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. They are looking for an opportunity to redeem themselves, and I think Barcelona, this is the time, because looking at it, Barcelona now they are in their numbers, although they have some 1 or 2 injury situation, but Rafinha is back into the team and he's scoring. Of course, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, you can mention them, Lamine Yamal. So Sunday is going to be very, very interesting game over there. Of course, so on Sunday, we will talk about it, how both coaches are going to approach the game. We will discuss this here on 4stars TV. So make sure you follow the page, as I used to say, for you to get more information on Sunday so you will not miss out. So let's move on and talk about the EPL. Of course, the big game in match day 21. Yes, yesterday to Arsenal playing at the Emirates Sports Stadium against Liverpool. Of course, was a very big, a very, very, very tough game for Arsenal. And indeed, but going into that game, Arsenal were the favorite on paper. But I think Liverpool, they have shown that yes, if you want to win the EPL, we are the defending champions. Just beat us and go ahead and win the league. But Arsenal were not able to do that. So let's see how Arsenal approach the game, because the way Arsenal played yesterday, of course, they started with David Raya in goal post, Julian Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Hakape, my boy, Odegaard, Zubimendi, the Rice, Saka, Gyökeres, Trossard. First 11. Liverpool 2. They went yesterday. They played this game without a striker. They play it without an auxiliary striker, because when you see their front, you know, yesterday who was leading the line? Viet was leading the line for Liverpool over there. He's not he's not a striker, because looking at Liverpool, they have an injury situation with their strikers. Hugo Ekitike is not around. Alexander Isak is not around. Mohamed Salah is on AFCON international duty performing. So Liverpool went into that game without a striker. That is the fact, and it has been established. So they went into that game with Alisson in goal post, Milo Kekes, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Connie Brady, McAllister, Grajenberg, Cody Gakpo, Soboslai, and Jeremy Frimpong Viet leading the lines for Liverpool. So in the first half, Arsenal controlled the game very, very well. They dominated in the first half, but something happened in the second half because Liverpool were having a plan. They knew that going into this game, they were the underdogs. So in the second half, they came in with a plan. So let me show you something. When you watch that game very well yesterday, in the second half, Liverpool, they were, when they started, they were not dominating, but in 50, 60 minutes going, that is when Liverpool started to dominate the game in the second half. What was the magic, or what made the magic? Because they realized that they don't have a striker. So let's defending defending against an opponent is to dominate. What that is one of in football terminologies. You can say for you to defend, you can control the game too. Controlling the game is part of defending. So we can score. So what do we do? Let's control the game. So when you watch it very well, Liverpool having the ball, they were not showing any orgasm that they want to score because they don't have a striker. So they were just playing, let's play in a flare move, dominate, doing how we used to do. So at least at the end of 90 minutes, when the game ends in draw, we have a point. They also have a point. So all draw. So Liverpool in the second half, they were not looking for goal. They make sure they control the possession, because when you look at the statistics, Liverpool in the second half, let's say in a whole 90 minutes, they were not able to play a shot on target. Not even -1. Not even -1. They were not. But Arsenal played shot on target 4. You see? So Liverpool, they were having a plan going into that game, especially in the second half. They have shown Arsenal that yes, they are the defending champions. If you want to win the EPL, just beat us and go ahead and win the league. And Arsenal were not able to do that yesterday. So this one, I don't think it is a draw game. I personally think it's a lose for Arsenal, because if they were able to score yesterday, then we can clearly say that, or boldly say that, Arsenal, they are running away with the league. But as it stands now, after match day 21, although they are still on top, but the gap between the teams that are after them is not that much. Of course, they are leading with 49 points over there. Manchester City, Aston Villa, Liverpool on the 4th place, Brentford, Newcastle, Manchester United on top of Chelsea, Fulham, Sunderland, and on and on and on. So that is it for the EPL. Yes, that is the midweek games that happen over there. So Arsenal were not able to score because they choose not to score. Liverpool have shown them that they are still the defending champions. If you want to win, come and beat us and take the league away. But as it stands now, we don't know Arsenal. Arsenal, the Gunners, all my Arsenal fans, are you sure you guys are going to win this league this season? If you know you are an Arsenal fan, a truly Arsenal fan, answer this question for me, because every year you guys flatter to deceive. You can make us believe that Arsenal is going to win this league. Oh, Arsenal is winning. Oh, but at the end of the day, nothing happened. So this season, we are hoping that Arsenal should win the league. Of course, every pundit, everywhere any analyst will tell you this, that this year is for Arsenal. So we are hoping to see them lifting the trophy at the end of the season. So let's talk about the Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, of course, French Super Cup also happened yesterday. The final between Paris Saint-Germain and Olympique Marseille. Yesterday, Paris they have added another trophy to their trophy cabinet. Very important. I think Luis Enrique and his boys, they are doing well. This time around, he is proving to the world that yes, they can do it without a big boys, without a big names, without, you can just organize a normal players, groom them, make them into something different, make them dangerous to play against, just make them to play in a stylish. That is what Luis Enrique is doing at Paris Saint-Germain. And I think they are doing very well. Very, very, very. Luis Enrique, kudos to you for what you are doing. So, against Marseille, this game, a cadet but eventually at the regulation time, 90 minutes, the game ended in 2-2 draw. So they went into for a penalty shootout. So PSG won by 4 goals to 1 in the penalty shootout over there. Very important because it's counting again. We are in the middle of the season, and if you are able to win such a trophy, it builds your confidence, especially going into the second round of the season, Champions League too. It builds your players' confidence. It gives you, it give them some euphoria that yes, we are doing something good. So let's just focus and do it better. So Paris Saint-Germain, they carry the day and they are the champions of the France Super Cup. Luis Enrique, congratulations. It's not surprised that he was the best coach under the year of review, and indeed he deserved it. Yes, Osman Dembele, he also started again. Yes, the season, although at the beginning of the season he was not um, available, but for now I think the Ballon d'Or winner, he started scoring again, and that is a very good thing for the young Osman Dembele. We are hoping to see more. Very soon, the Champions League will be back, and we'll be talking about the teams that are favorite, teams that you think they will advance to the next stage of the competition. So, basically, that is what we have for you. If you are not following the page, make sure you zoom into YouTube, search for 4stars TV, subscribe, share for others, leave your comment behind or under. Afterwards, we will get back to you. Any update that you want us to talk about, leave it at the comment section. I will go through and see the update that what things that you want us to talk about, update that you want us to give it to you. You talk about it. So make sure you subscribe. This is 4stars TV, and this is Kankyenewola. This is your sports headquarters. I'm out.